Welcome to the very last lesson of Grammar Grade 12. I'm glad you're here for it. This is Unit 11, Lesson 92, and we close the whole course with something you'll use in nearly everything you write. Numbers. Should you spell a number out in words or write it as a numeral, the figures on your keyboard? Both are correct in the right place, and there's a small, sensible set of rules that tells you which to use. Once you know them, your numbers will always look clean and consistent. Let's finish strong. Numbers show up everywhere in writing, and English gives us two ways to put them on the page. You can spell a number out in words, like 12 or 50, or you can write it as a numeral, using figures like 134 or 2,750. Which one is right? It comes down to a few simple things: how long the number is in words, where it sits in the sentence, and what kind of number it is: a date, an amount of money, a time of day, a page. Read those cues correctly, and your numbers stay clean and consistent. The form follows the meaning and the setting. Let's dig in. Here's the first and simplest rule. Say a number out loud and count the words. If you can write it in one or two words, spell it out. 12 daffodils, 50 guests, 200 miles. But if the number needs more than two words, switch to numerals. 250 tulips reads better than 250 tulips, and 2,750 is far clearer than a long string of words. So on this line, we spell out 12 daffodils, but 250 tulips takes figures. Short in words, spell it out. Longer than two words, use numerals. Now a rule that never bends. Never begin a sentence with a numeral. Always spell the number out, even a long one. 15 swimmers qualified for the finals, not 15 swimmers. And if the number is awkward to spell out, a year, say, or a big figure, don't force it. Simply reword the sentence so the number moves inside, where a numeral is fine. In 2026, the team returned reads better than opening with the bare figure. So at the very start of a sentence, spell the number out, or reword so the number moves off the front. The third rule sorts numbers by what they are. Use numerals for the things we usually read as figures: dates and years, street addresses, page numbers, telephone numbers, exact amounts of money, decimals and percentages, and clock times marked with AM or PM. Picture 134 Maple Street, page 12, a bill of $4.50, a 60% score, a meeting at 3:45 p.m. Times are the one spot to watch closely. When a time carries the label AM or PM, use numerals. 9:30 a.m. But when you tell time the casual way, with o'clock or half past, spell it out. 9:30, not a figure. So dates, money, and exact labeled times take numerals, but an o'clock time is spelled out. The fourth rule is about consistency. When related numbers appear together in the same passage, treat them the same way, even if one of them could be spelled out on its own. Imagine setting a table. We ordered 8 chairs and 24 plates. Alone, 8 would be spelled out, but 24 needs figures, and mixing them, 8 chairs and 24 plates, looks uneven and distracting. So we make both numerals, 8 chairs and 24 plates, matched and tidy. Don't mix a spelled out number and a numeral for the same kind of thing in one breath. Pick one form and stay with it. One more for the giants. When a number is very large and round, you can combine a numeral with a word of amount, million, billion, instead of writing out a wall of zeros. The magazine reached 2.5 million readers is easy to take in. 2,500,000 readers makes the eye work harder. The same goes for 3 billion stars, or a budget of $1.5 million. So for very large round numbers, pair a numeral with the amount word. It's clearer than writing 2,500,000 in full. Let's fold all of that into a quick check you can run every time. 1. Is the number short, 1 or 2 words, or does it open the sentence? Then spell it out. 2. Is it a date, an address, an amount of money, a decimal or percentage, or a time with AM or PM? Then use numerals. 3. Is it an o'clock style time, the casual kind with no AM or PM? Spell it out. And 4. Are there related numbers nearby? Match their form so the passage stays consistent. Run those 4 checks and you'll never second guess a number again. Let's practice. In this first set, each sentence gives you 2 ways to write a number. Pick the one that follows the rules. Think about how long the number is and where it sits. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. 12, or 12, volunteers arrived before sunrise? On its own, either could work, but this number opens the sentence, and a sentence never begins with a numeral, so we spell it out. 12 volunteers arrived before sunrise. The stadium seats 2,750, or 2,750 fans. Spelled out, that number sprawls across 4 words. Anything longer than 2 words reads more clearly as a numeral, so the stadium seats 2,750 fans. She planted 50, or 50, tulips along the front walk. 50 is just 1 word, and a number you can write in 1 or 2 words gets spelled out. So she planted 50 tulips along the front walk. Now the second set. These sentences deal with times, money, and very large numbers. Decide which form fits the kind of number in play. Pause and choose before I answer. The train departs at 7:15 a.m., or a 7:15 in the morning. When a time carries the label AM or PM, we write it in numerals. So the train departs at 7:15 a.m. Let's meet at 9:30, or 9:30, for coffee. There's no AM or PM here. This is the casual o'clock way of telling time, and that form gets spelled out. So let's meet at 9:30. The film earned nearly $2.5 million, or $2,500,000. For a very large round number, we pair a numeral with a word of amount, rather than spelling out every zero. So the film earned nearly $2.5 million. Let's gather what this final lesson taught. First, length and place. If a number takes only 1 or 2 words, or if it opens a sentence, spell it out. Longer numbers become numerals. Second, kind. Use numerals for dates, addresses, money, decimals, percentages, and times with AM or PM, but spell out the casual o'clock times. And third, consistency. When related numbers sit together, give them the same form, and for very large round numbers, pair a numeral with a word like million. And with that, you've reached the end. This was Lesson 92, the last lesson of Unit 11, and the very last lesson of the entire Grade 12 grammar course. Take a moment to feel that. You've worked your way through all 11 units, from the parts of speech and the building of clauses, all the way here, to the fine points of punctuation and numbers. That is the whole grammar of written English, start to finish. Be proud of the patience it took. Whatever you write from here on, an essay, an application, a story of your own, you now have the tools to make it clear, correct, and truly yours. Congratulations on finishing grade 12, and thank you for letting me be your guide. Well done.